So I got a text from one of you who has pre-purchased a condo a couple years ago. They bought this condo, they're waiting for closing, and it's gonna close this winter. So we got on the phone with my partner, myself, and this future client, and we talked about what are the scenarios? How is this gonna look? His scenario is he bought a condo in one of the cities outside of Calgary. He didn't buy it in Calgary, and he's trying to figure out what happened. He ended up probably losing value on that condo from what he paid about 2 or so years ago. And now he's trying to figure out, what do I do with this? Because I've lost money. So I want to share some little bit of a tip, some different things. If you're trying to strategically position yourself, your family, your investments in a way so that you are able to potentially see the best growth that you can, or for your property type to hold the most value over the coming years. So on the chart right now is all of the cities around Calgary: Okotoks, Chestermere, Cochrane, and Airdrie. And so you can see how between 2019 and 2014, 2015, some of these areas stayed much more flatter than others, where others decreased. Where we saw the largest decrease out of those 4 areas was actually Cochrane. It saw a $41,000 drop from 2014-15 to 2019. Where we saw the least was actually Chestermere. And I was surprised by that, to be honest. And in Chestermere, we only saw a $6,000 drop. Now, when we go to the 2021 gains to 2024, that's a different story. Chestermere was actually at the bottom. It grew the slowest. It only saw $141,000 increase, where Okotoks saw a $245,000 increase, which is astonishing. And Airdrie and Cochrane, they saw $191,000 and $198,000 increases. So it is very, very interesting when you're looking at this, because this individual purchase this condo in one of these areas, and I'll probably say it's in Chestermere. So I'm going to get rid of Chestermere and keep Chestermere on the chart here, and I'm going to show you what my suggestion was for him. So since 2022, the value actually jumped a lot from 21 to 22. And again, this is all resale product. This is not anything new build. No builder stuff is on here. This is just resale. But it would jump to 650 in 2022, and then it was down to 641. It dropped a lot in 23, down to 610. Now, what's interesting about this is Chestermere and the surrounding areas, they aren't increasing as quickly as the rest of the city, of Calgary, I should say. Because if you looked at, so if we're gonna say the Northwest is gonna be one of your safer places, we said Northwest and West. So if you were gonna look at Chestermere, you're gonna look at Okotoks, you can see how the gap, how the slope of increase, it's slowing in Okotoks, where it's increasing quicker in the Northwest and West. And if you pull up Cochrane, you can also see that's definitely a different slope as well. And Airdrie, same thing. All of these areas are not increasing as quickly as Calgary. My first piece of advice to this client is he needs to be investing his money where the money is going to be gaining the most potential. And to me, that is not necessarily in these surrounding areas, specifically not in a condo, because if the condo market can stay super flat in Calgary, it can easily decline quickly in these areas as well. So it's just something to think about. So you might be in that situation too, and you want to talk about figuring that out. How do we strategically put your property on? Do we do it now? Do we do it in the spring? Give us a call, reach out to us in an email, in our contact form, whatever it is, we can help you build that strategy. And then we can kind of show you, based on your investment needs, based on who you are as a family, what is going to be the best potential place for you to live or own a property that is going to gain the most value based on kind of some historical data and what we've seen. So I adjusted the chart here a little bit so we can show you exactly my suggestions to this client. He bought a pre-built property, a condo in Chestermere, and is trying to figure out what to do with it. I said, cut your losses. because you're gonna see potential more decreases over the next little bit versus, actual cash flow. Even as there's negative cash flow as well. So it's not even like this guaranteed rental situation that he's in. The property equity, all of those things are not gonna be most likely in a good position in the coming years. So is it better to cut your losses now or just slowly lose money each month? That's up to him, really. But at the end of the day, cutting your losses is what I would do and what I have done for some of properties I've had that we needed to move on and get rid of. So take a look at this. If you look at the condo prices are probably, like it says here, 630, 610, 640 for Chestermere, but that's not true. Condo prices, what he's looking at, is probably in the high to mid 300s. So if he was gonna move, let's say, the same amount of money into something else, here's some great ideas. Right here, you can see that townhomes in the Northwest and townhomes in the Northeast. The Northeast townhomes are sitting around 410,000. The townhomes in the Northwest are sitting around 471,000. Now, I know he's gonna have to put more money down, but you're gonna end up with a better product. I mean, look at this. Look at the growth. The bottom two, I'm gonna get rid of these ones. So the purple line there is Chestermere. The other two are Northwest and Northeast townhomes. Look at the growth projection. You gotta remember, townhomes are really, really popular, and they're going to be because our whole value prices have jumped up. I do not believe we're gonna see something crazy like 30% drops over the next number of years. I know I can find reasons to say that that's gonna happen, but in my gut, I just don't feel that that's the right thing that's gonna happen. So at the end of the day, if you're in a situation where you are looking at some numbers and it just feels that you might be in a product or a area that isn't going to hold its value as good as we enter into the coming years, plus you have a mortgage renewal coming up, it could be a fantastic time to sort out exactly what you need to do. And where I was surprised the most is actually from the data in this video still, where we talk about the best and worst neighborhoods in Calgary based on what appreciated or depreciated the most. So go watch that and I'll see you there.